I just wanted to do a little walk around of my Suzuki Bandit 1200. Yes, it's a 97 model, so it's a Mark 1, so first generation Suzuki Bandit. And this one here is in pristine condition. I can't believe I even found it. There's hardly any blemishes on the thing, so there's a few small scratches on the fairings. Can't even see them on the camera there, and on the other side it's much worse. And that scratching is from the tank being removed, and it's sitting on top of the plastics, as I found out because I've just been in the carbs and rebuilt them, and I had to put a rag over that plastic. But apart from those small tiny things, this thing is absolutely mint. I'll turn the light on so you can get a better view of it. So I'll show the headers down here. There's no corrosion or pitting or anything on them. They're stock headers. Oil coolers in mint condition. The fork extensions are in mint condition. The fork lowers have no stone chips. The mudguard has no scratches or stone chips. It's got an aftermarket windscreen, which I'm going to get rid of if I can find an original. It's got a headlight protector, which I'll probably keep on. The fairings are in really good condition. This side has a crack in it, which has been repaired. See that crack there? So somebody has dropped a spike at some stage and the indicator ended up cracking the fairing. So that's been repaired, that crack, and it's got a new indicator put on it. The engine itself, with these earlier air-cooled and oil-cooled engines, when they painted them, they did tend to get a bit of paint flakiness, but I found that Suzuki paint jobs on the engines have been absolutely amazing. The paint they use, it seems to withstand high temperatures very well as small oil weepage which you get on engines. I've had a Yamaha before, and I've noticed that that one was more susceptible to getting oil on it and then becoming very soft with heat and then flaking off, whereas the Suzuki paint job has just been outstanding. And this is a metallic sort of black colour, and there's not even a single blemish on it, which is insane. The frame is painted the same colour as the tank and the fairing, that red colour, and there's, I would say it was in 99% condition. There's only a few tiny scratches on them. I've just been through the carburetors and rebuilt them because all the rubbers have gone hard, and it wasn't holding idle before and running really rough, and I've managed to get it so when it holds idle, the idle is still a bit lumpy and the carbs just need to be balanced, and then I believe it will be great. But I think they're a bit lean because the service manual says they have it 3 turns out on the mixer screws, but mine are more about 2, or just a tad over 2 turns. So once I can get a set of carb balancers put onto these carbs and balance them, I'm pretty sure it's going to be running pretty mint. It's got a rear hugger which has been colour matched to the rest of the bike, which looks really cool, and just a slip-on Black Widow exhaust with a MotoGP outlet, and it's 350mm long. The swing arm has no corrosion on it. The wheels have no paint chipping or damage from tyre machines, and at the moment it's running Bridgestones, which I'm going to replace for probably some Pirellis once I wear through them. The fuel tank has a little scratch protector on it, which is quite important, I believe, and it has 27,500 Ks on it, so it's barely broken in for a 97 model. The bars are straight, the forks are straight. There's a minor scratching on the top triple tree from having a key chain on there at some stage. It's still got all the original warning stickers on it, which I'm going to keep on there. That was put on by Suzuki New Zealand probably, that one there. On this side there's a warning sticker. About the windshield. It's kind of funny. And then there's another warning sticker on this side. So I'm very happy with this bike. I believe it's got a aftermarket chain on it. Maybe an aftermarket chain and sprocket kit, being a gold chain. Still has its centre stand attached, which I really like. Has a bit of paint fade right there from where somebody's legs have been, probably a pillion has been sitting and just rubbing against that. It's got that Suzuki sticker on there, dual overhead cam, 16 valve, inline 4, which is pretty cool. The Suzuki decal on the tank, which I like. Bandit 1200S. Still got all the data on the swing arm for the chain tension and some more warning stickers. It's got a Ventura pack rack installed on it, which I'm probably going to keep on because I do plan on doing some longer riding on this bike, and it could be handy to have a tail bag. So yeah, I'm very happy with this machine. I don't really want to start it up because it's about 10:30 at night, but too bad. Pull the clutch in. Runs like a Swiss watch. So yeah, that's my 97 Suzuki Bandit 1200. It's probably the tidiest bike I've ever owned, and I'm probably not ever going to sell it. It's one of my favourite bikes of all time, the Bandit. Just a big brutal muscle bike of the late 90s and early 2000s, using the same engine as the GSX-R 1100. And I really like the first generation frames because they sort of remind me of the early racing frames, like the Harris type frames they had on the endurance races, with it's like a double cradle frame, and I just love the way the tubes are bent as one big piece which goes down there. The second generation Bandits had a slightly different frame, which was technically better, but I prefer this old school frame. Very race inspired, and you can't beat these GSX-R 1100 Bandit 1200 engines. They're just insanely reliable, extremely powerful, really good mid-range torque, easy maintenance, simplicity. For example, the valves are adjusted just with screws and adjustable tappets, whereas it doesn't have shims, and it's just oil and air cooled, so there's no cooling system to really worry about. A 5-speed gearbox. So yeah, very simple, very powerful. Probably going to get rid of the aftermarket screen because it's too tall for the bike and a bit disproportionate. I really want to get an original, just clear screen for it. And the braking power is good with the 4-piston Nissan brakes, matched to I think it's a 310mm disc. So the stopping power is good. It's got a nice sort of fork brace right there on top of the mudguard, which you don't really see on many bikes, which is a nice addition. Yeah, factory mirrors and all. So yeah, that's probably my favourite bike that I have at the moment, in terms of being nice and just a cool collectible type of motorcycle. And I'll do some videos of it riding sometime and get some exhaust sound videos, because this thing sounds insane when it's under load and screaming at 10,000 RPM.